What is up, guys? It is AJ. On today's video, we're talking about UFC 286 and how the UFC does not seem to care about the British fans. The ticket prices for this event are outrageous. I originally saw a post on Instagram. It was somebody ranting about it, talking about a 260% increase in ticket price since the last event in London. Obviously, it's a pay-per-view event, but when you really dig into the card, at the top end, it's not the best British fighters aside from the champion Leon Edwards. And the prices are higher than any UFC ticket prices I've ever seen. I'm going to bring it up here on the screen. They have you a little bit excited. You're seeing 170 euros to 6,283. And you're like, all right, 6,000 is for the first seat in the house. 170, that's pretty doable. I'm thinking, all right, 170 is not bad. You look at the tickets here. So from 170 euros, and we're going to look at what's available. Okay, we got some seats, man. Let me click on this seat here. How much we getting this for? This is a seat that costs $700. What? 700? That makes no sense to me. It says 170. Oh, that must be a mistake, right? So you'll go and you'll click these other seats. You got to buy two. So now you're looking at 1,400. So essentially, if you are in the worst seat in the entire house, you are paying a minimum of $750. There's no good deals. Yeah, granted, it's getting sold out. This is the tail end. These prices have been crazy since the start. And these are literally awful seats. If you look, this is section 410. If you've ever been to a UFC event, you know that if you are here, you're watching the screen the whole time. If you're here way too close, the cage gets in the way. Somewhere around this area isn't bad. I've sat in the 100 section. So it's like, all right, we got some 100 sections available, $400. I'll be willing to throw down. It's not $400. It's $1,000 and you got to buy two seats. That's over $2,000 for tickets. And this is euros, obviously. I'm counting it as if it's USD. Doesn't matter. That's a fuck ton of money for this event. A major thing with the British card is, right, you want the best British talent. Okay, Edwards at the top. That's our champion from England. I'm not British, but that's their person. That's their champ. That's their guy. Justin Gaethje, Fiziev, co-main event. Cool, good fight. Marvin Vettori, Delidze. All right, cool. Gunnar Nelson versus Daniel Rodriguez. You start to realize the main card does not feature any British talent aside from our champion, Leon Edwards, right? You look down the card, it goes to Jake Hadley. Okay, that's a good name. That's a British dude that can fight. This card's not even stacked with all the best British talent possible. The Arnold Allen fight doesn't happen. Obviously, Paddy Pimblett's on the card. There's no Molly Meatball McCann. Granted, there's some prospects from England on the card. I mean, I'm excited to see what like a Sam Patterson brings. Lerone Murphy, Nathaniel Wood's a great fight. I'd put that on the main card. That shouldn't be a prelim fight because that's an all-British battle that I think the fans will be very into. But outside of that, you're just looking at Edwards at the top. I don't understand the logic here. And we're charging an outrageous price. The UFC doesn't care about you guys. I'm sorry. Your main event's starting at 6 a.m. your time. I fucking can't imagine that. I'm stateside Eastern time, so I'm blessed with a 10 p.m. pay-per-view start. My main event maybe starts at 1 a.m. 6 a.m. I'm up all night and I'm paying over $1,000. I think at the very least, you want to keep these outrageous ticket prices. Okay, can we give the British fans their time? Let's do it 5 hours early. Let's do the card at 3 p.m. Eastern time and fuck it. The American fans will have to deal with it. I don't mind. On a Saturday, I set my time aside to do the full card fight companions. And if I have to wake up early for it, I'll do it. I'll make it happen. But for the British fans that are attending this event, there's no love. There's no respect. They're getting ripped off with crazy fucking prices. It's insane that the UFC is charging that much. You're telling me $700 for not even really seeing the fight? You're better off just buying the pay-per-view. There's no love for the British fans. It's unfortunate. Obviously, ground level for the vast majority of people at any UFC event is kind of unattainable, right? You're going to be spending a fuck ton of money that a lot of you don't have unless, you're rolling big baller status. At the bleacher end, you'd think you can get in. No, there's no hope for you guys. I really think it sucks. I don't think the UFC is giving enough respect to the British fans. I don't get it. The card is subpar. First and foremost, it's not a great card. It's, some cool talent. There's going to be really good fights. I think the entertainment value will be there, but there's not like a ton of British names. There's nothing on the main card besides the champion of the world, Leon Edwards. And you're telling them, hey, we start at 3 a.m., for the main card, because that's in England. That's the time it's going to be, 3 a.m. The main fight, Usman, Edwards, 6 a.m. 6 in the morning they're going to be throwing down, and you're fucking dropping a shitload of money. That's more than a lot of people's rents, that's 700, at least if you're stateside. I don't know in England. That's crazy, guys. They don't respect you in England. I'd be pissed if I was you guys. I feel like they should, if doing an event in England, just make it an event for the British people. Do it earlier in the day. I'm fine with it. Let's do a 3 o'clock start Eastern time. Start it over there at a decent hour, 9 o'clock, or even 4 o'clock our time. Start it there at 10. You want to charge these outrageous prices, okay, but at least make it prime time in England for the London folk. You got them on the shittiest sleep schedule ever. They probably got work Monday. They're going to feel like shit. And they're getting ripped off with terrible prices. I just don't like to see it. I wanted to make like a little reaction on it because I think it's just outrageous by the UFC to give no love to the British fans and literally make it an American primetime pay-per-view card with outrageous ticket prices in England. It's fucked. I think if they're going to England, you do it on their primetime. You want to rip the people off with overpriced tickets, fine. They want to make a fuckload on the gate because they know it's going to sell out. I guess the one issue lies in people are not going to protest it and say, I'm not going to the fucking event. Everybody's going to just fucking eat the bullet and pay the extra couple hundred. I'd like to see like $300 for a ticket in that back end for a pay-per-view card. And that's a shit price. That's expensive as fuck for terrible seats. At least you're at the event. You get the feel. If you want to sit in good seats, at this point, they're already sold out, but like it's not possible for the most for the most of us, for the masses. Maybe for that upper echelon of folk, they'll throw down the 2,000 for the 2 seats left in the 100 rows. It's insane to me. I think they need to do it on not on American primetime. They're doing it on American primetime. Let's go British primetime. Let's do it for the British people on the right time. And let's drop the ticket prices, man. Give some love to the London folk because at this point, they have the best crowd, period. They support their fighters like no other. There's some stars coming from that region, and I want them to get their due respect. So for me, I think it's a fucking shame, UFC. Shame on you. Shame on you for screwing over the British fans. They stay up all fucking night, and now the card you bring to them, you got to give it to them like that, 6 a.m.? Fuck that. If I was British, I'd say, fuck that. I'm not going to the event. I'll watch it the next day. I'd probably stay up. To be honest, I'd probably stay up, but I definitely wouldn't go to the event at those fucking prices. Give some love to the British fans, guys. Come on, UFC. Somebody say something. Why? I don't understand. This is the biggest fight for the English people. Leon Edwards is their champion. It's very rare to have British champions. And this is his first title defense in the biggest rivalry right now, maybe in MMA. I mean, it's definitely a top-tier rivalry. They're 1-1 against each other. The epic comeback win for Leon Edwards. It's fucked that they have to pay that much to watch it in person. So now you're also screwing them with doing it on US primetime when you're doing it in London. Come on now. Big mistake. I think the UFC's fucking up. I think they don't have any respect for the British fans. And, it's a big money-hungry company, and it sucks for you guys. So I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed this angry rant reaction. Somebody had to say something. I said, you know what? I got enough subscribers that I can at least get it out to some people, and maybe we'll get some decent likes. So smash the likes. Let me know in the comments you agree with me, or do you think fuck the British fans? You don't care either. Much love. Subscribe if you're new. Keep it locked in on MMA Experts. Big things coming on the channel, so stay tuned, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, guys.